out of courtesy and consideration for everybody else to put that phone on silent, which I'm about to do right now. Ms. Molina?
Yes, thank you. So if I could tell everyone, because I realized I didn't tell all the members this, this is being live streamed on Facebook, and the technology people for the city said it's better for your mics to be off when you're just listening, but if and when you speak, you should press the button, and the light on there will turn from amber to green, and that means that they're picking you up. You see that button on your mic? Yeah. So, we will start by calling the roll. Chairman Krostka.
Here.
Mr. Berwyn.
Here.
Ms. Norden.
Here.
Ms. LaPetra.
Here.
Mr. Miller.
Here.
Mr. Walega.
Here.
And I, Lance Molina, am also here. We have a quorum and a full house. If I could ask everyone to rise and say the Pledge of Allegiance with us. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, everyone. You may be seated. Thank you. Our first matter is the approval of the minutes of our last meeting in May, which was a remote meeting. They've been circulated in draft form to all of you. If there are no questions or comments, a motion to approve them would be in order.
Also moved.
Mr. Berwyn, Mr. Walega. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That passes. Since we're live, we can pass minutes by a voice vote, and we don't have to do the roll call. If you're still doing remote, you have to do a roll call. Okay, there's no correspondence that we received, either in general or in response to the application pending before us. We have no old business, having completed all our pending business in May. There is one error on some of the agendas. It's on my copy. It was corrected on the final where it says continued public hearing, although everything else is correct. It was transposed from a hearing that we actually had continued during the pandemic. But the numbers are right, and all the rest of the body of it is correct. So it's a petition for approval of a special use permit to locate a tattoo parlor within the C2 traditional mixed-use zoning district at the address of 6910 West Cermak Road, Berwyn, Illinois. The petitioners are Omar and Elizabeth Bates, doing business as Berwyn Custom Tattoo Company. I know Omar and Elizabeth are with us, but at this time, is there a motion to open the public hearing?
I'll make that motion.
Ms. Norden.
Second it.
Mr. Miller. We'll take the roll on that. Chairman Krostka. Mr. Berwyn. Ms. Norden.
Aye.
Ms. LaPetra.
Aye.
Mr. Miller.
Aye.
Mr. Walega. I vote aye as well. Public hearing is open. Before we get to witnesses, I have marked, and this is all in your packet, a series of documents that begin with the published notice with the certification of publication as having occurred on the 28th day of August, so meeting our code requirements, as well as all the department materials from the city when the application for permitting was submitted, as well as the application of the petitioners, as well as an analysis of the petition by the Berwyn Development Corporation. And we have Mr. Dave Hulsberg here who's going to present summarily on that later. But those are all part of the packet of materials, which I have marked as City Exhibit Number 1. Is there a motion to admit those into the record?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Ms. LaPetra made the motion, seconded by Mr. Berwyn. We'll take the roll on that. Chairman Krostka.
Aye.
Mr. Berwyn.
Aye.
Ms. Norden.
Aye.
Ms. LaPetra.
Aye.
Mr. Miller.
Aye.
Mr. Walega.
Aye.
And I vote aye as well. So that exhibit will be admitted into the record of the public hearing. And now would all the individuals who may present testimony please stand and raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth in your testimony before this commission this evening? Thank you. Okay, you may be seated. So I think it would be good to begin with the petitioners, and you both don't have to present. If one of you has decided to be the representative, that's fine. And tell us what your plans are for this location. We have your application, we've all reviewed it, and we've all reviewed the BDC's analysis of it, but we just give you an opportunity to present your plans for this location.
Okay, hello everyone. So, okay. We are petitioning to open a body art studio over on Cermak Road. Omar is my husband. He does customized tattoo artwork. He has been in the industry for 25 years. He's very talented and has a lot of experience. In the past, he has owned Skin Abrasions. It was a location in Oak Park.
What was that called, just so I get it for the record?
Skin Abrasions.
Skin Abrasions?
Yes, sir.
Got it.
And they were open for 15 years. They just recently dissolved their partnership, and so we have decided to partner and come to Berwyn, where we live currently as well.
Tell us about the location you chose.
Yes, we chose 6910 on Cermak. Currently, it's like an open concept. What we want to do is we want to pull some permits and put in some half walls, maybe about chest height, some cubicle style for the artist to have privacy as well in there. We're going to have this space, we've put it for about 4 artists, which we could maybe accommodate one more, but right now we're thinking just the 4 artists. That is, it's close to Oak Park Avenue, if you guys know where it's at, across from kind of the Popeyes over there by Jiffy Lube. So we picked this location because we think that it's a very good location. It's very centralized, a lot of traffic flow going there, hopefully a lot of foot traffic as well. We've got to have a great relationship with the landlord as well. He's been great too, so we feel like everything has fit so far. Let's see. Oh, we wanted to add some additional electrical outlets too. We need more to provide for the artists for all their equipment. And then in the back room, you guys have seen this, we want to add the kitchen style counter as well. That way we have a stainless steel sink for the artists to fully sanitize everything.
Okay, and the notices were sent to all the surrounding areas, including the neighboring businesses. Have you had any interaction with those businesses? Are they vacant? Are they populated? Or?
Yes, sure. We have seen a couple people so far walking on the sidewalk. Right now, to the right of us is a beauty salon. They're open, and I think they've been open for quite a while. Next to us on the left side is currently a space that's for rent. It looks like a double unit. And then also Boost Mobile is on the corner, the left corner. They're also up for rent. I believe they just relocated. So that space is up for rent. There is also an upholstery business there too. I think I might be forgetting one. We talked to the gentleman who owns the upholstery, and he was great, and he seemed to be very excited about us coming in, and he also was glad we were coming in, so hoping other businesses would come too, and we could really make that little strip mall thrive.
Have you seen the Berwyn Development Corporation's analysis of your application? I'm not sure if you saw that. They have
Was it in the agenda?
It was in the packet. They have a suggested condition, and I just want to ask you about it to see whether you would be willing to follow it if we recommended it.
Okay.
So the BDC recommends that the applicant, that's you, shall install an awning sign to maintain unity in the building's facade. The applicant's new signage shall match the neighboring property signage addressed at 6908 Cermak Road to maintain unity in the facade. And I take it, is that the beauty? Is that the salon?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Does that Is that
That's not a
doable for you?
problem. Yeah, we actually like the idea of an awning because it sticks out and, goes out as far as the other one, so you can still see it and it's not hidden behind the other awning.
Yeah, it seems like there might even be some mutual benefit to having the two businesses next to each other if the salon doesn't do microblading.
Yes.
Because that, some salons don't do that, and it's considered, it's not really, people don't think of it as tattoo art.
Right,
They
more
think of it
beauty.
more as cosmetic, so you might have some
Yes.
symbiosis there.
Sure. And we do
Okay.
have plans to hopefully add that to our services as well in the future.
Okay. I don't have any other questions. If you have anything
Okay.
more you want to say, otherwise, we're going to let each of the commission members, if they have any questions, ask you now.
Okay,
Okay.
great.
Are you finished?
I believe so. Is there anything else? Okay, yeah.
Okay, so
You
we'll
seem to be
start with
good.
Chairman Krostka. Any questions?
The work, the setting up the cubicles that you want to do, is that going to be contracted, or are you planning on doing it yourself, building codes and wiring and things like that? Talk a little bit about that, please.
Sure, yes. We definitely plan to hire contractors and pull permits. We will not be doing the work ourselves. We will have contractors do all of that work, including the electrical, plumbing, and the foundation, the walls. Did that answer your question?
That does, yes.
Okay.
Any other questions, Chairman Krostka?
What kind of licensing requirements do the artists have to have?
Okay, sure.
I mean, I actually can answer that because so that in order to do body art in the state of Illinois, you have to have a state license to perform what's called body art. That's what
Yes.
tattoos are called under the law that regulates them.
Yes.
There, you have to take certain tests because there are medical considerations to avoid infection. And so you need that certification.
Yes.
And I'm.
The bloodborne pathogens
Right,
certification as well.
that's all the training,
Yes.
bloodborne pathogen, because, you
Yes.
you break the skin, and so,
Mhm.
and so, Mr. Bates, not that it's part of the zoning analysis, but obviously, since you've been in this business, you have that certification.
Oh, absolutely. We
Yeah.
have to get that on
Mhm. Every
And
year.
then anybody who is, I know that Elizabeth mentioned other artists, those, of course, would all have to have the proper certification
Yes,
to work at your
absolutely. Yes.
business. Any other questions?
That's it, thank you, sir.
We'll now go around, we'll go to Mr. Walega. Mr. Miller?
How many support staff, will you need other than the 4 artists to run your business?
So right now, that would just be myself. I'm not an artist myself. I do a little bit more of the business side, financial side of everything. For now, we're going to go with just me. As we add more artists, we may increase that as well to maybe 1 or 2 more individuals.
So you might work up to a total of 7 at any given time?
Yes. About 7. Is that too much? That might be a little too much.
Oh,
Let's say 4 artists and 1 extra. And then, yeah, let's 4 artists, 1 additional person. So probably up to 5 at one time.
and what are your hours gonna be like?
Yeah, the hours would be from 12 o'clock to 8 o'clock. We don't want
5
too-
days a week, 6 days a week?
We originally were going to start with 7 days.
7 days.
Yeah, we're kind of right now, we're between 6 and 7, but I'm pushing for 7.
Okay.
I mean, I would think Saturday is probably a
Big
fairly
day.
big day, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
so if there was one day off, it would definitely be a Monday or a Tuesday, Wednesday, one of those, because the weekend is very, very
Weekends
popular.
are your busier time.
Oh, yes, 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 sir.
Okay, and what about parking for your customers and your,
I spoke with somebody at the city. They said that we could get a parking permit with 2 stickers for about $150. That's for the employees to park on Cermak past the 2-hour limit. For the clients, it would be just street parking, I guess, at that point. We don't have any parking in the back, unfortunately, so we would have to rely on street parking.
Street parking.
Yes.
Okay.
Now, that only comes with, the one client per artist. So at most, we're looking at about 4 clients having to park at a time.
Okay. I don't have any further questions.
Mr. Berwyn? Ms. LaPetra?
I have no questions.
Ms. Norden?
No questions, thank you.
Everyone,
Thank you.
thank you.
Thanks. Yeah,
Okay.
you may be seated. Thank you. And now I just ask Mr. Hulsberg to briefly run us through the report. It was a positive recommendation from the BDC that's trying to fill these spaces, but he'll outline the analysis for us under the special use factors.
Thank you very much. I want to point out first, the city of Berwyn has 2 tattoo licenses, parlor licenses or body art licenses. That's it. That's the limitation. One of them is taken. There is one available. The mayor has looked at this application. He's favorable towards the petitioners moving forward. So it's going through the process initially with you, and then would go to city council with your recommendation.
I have a question at that point. You said there's 2.
Mhm.
There are 2 on Harlem Avenue, one in the 2900 block and one near, next door to the restaurant on Windsor.
There's only one active license right now.
Oh, one of those facilities is closed?
That's correct.
Thank you.
So this makes the second location that would be available. The mayor and I had a discussion.
Those places, I don't know.
Yeah, we had a discussion about 2.5 hours ago, just verifying that.
Thank you, okay.
Okay. The structure itself is a grandfathered non-conforming building, doesn't meet all of the setbacks, nor does it need to for this application to move forward. We don't need to give any variations or any relief in that type because we're not changing anything. We had the one condition that we put out there that was just talking about the awning. These individuals, their licenses have been checked. They would be continued to be checked by the city as part of our regular operations. But just as we've done background on Omar and his wife, we find them to be great individuals to represent the community. They've been residents in our communities for a number of years, so it's nothing like having our own invest in the community that they live, so we're pleased about that. But if there's any questions regarding the materials that we presented for you, happy to answer that.
And I would think that from the BDC's perspective, this business would fit in with the multiplicity of uses up and down Sermon.
It fits a need and a niche that's in the community. It's not for everybody, but there's clearly individuals in the community that enjoy body art. And we do limit the number that would be in the community, just like we do on some of the other uses.
Yeah, liquor licenses. whatever.
Cannabis.
Cannabis, right. Okay, we'll go around now. I have no questions for Mr. Hulsberg. Does anyone questions for Mr. Hulsberg? Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks very much. All right, that concludes all the testimonial evidence, I would think. We're out of people and we're out of documents, so is there a motion to close the public hearing? Mr. Walega? Seconded by Mr. Miller. We'll take a roll on that. Mr. Walega? Aye. Mr. Miller? Aye. Mr. Berwyn? Yes. Ms. LaPetra?
Aye.
Ms. Norden?
Aye.
Chairman Krostka?
Aye.
I vote aye as well. Public hearing is closed. If there's a desire to have an open discussion, if not, a motion would be appropriate as well.
I'll make a motion to approve the question use.
The special use. Does your motion, Mr. Berwyn, include the condition recommended by the BDC?
Yes, I should have said that with the condition recommended in the staff report by the
I'll second that motion.
That's Ms. Norden, correct? Thank you. All right, any discussion? We'll take the vote. Ms. Norden?
Aye.
Ms. LaPetra?
Aye.
Mr. Berwyn?
Aye.
Mr. Miller?
Aye.
Mr. Walega?
Aye.
Chairman Krostka?
Aye.
And I vote aye as well. So for Elizabeth and Omar, I think I explained this to Elizabeth when I spoke to her, but we're a recommending body only, and as Mr. Hulsberg referred to, it's a process. So the next step will be the city council meeting, and that'll be the first city council meeting in October, that it will go there with our recommendation, which was a positive one, 6-0 with that condition. So let me get you that date. October 13th. And the city council meetings are at 8 p.m., the business part of them. They have a committee of the whole that precedes it at 7. And you should be here on that evening, just in case there are any questions. And introduce yourself to the city council, and good luck there, but you're done with this process. So congratulations. We have no other new business. We have no members of the public, so there's no public comment. I guess a motion to adjourn would be in order.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Mr. Berwyn,
Second.
Mr. Miller, I thought maybe no one wanted to leave. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Okay, we stand adjourned at 7:21 p.m., which was kind of what I thought. It could be. It's close. We've had some quick ones, some of the easy ones.
I had to ask right away, because he said 2.
Yeah. Well, no, there were two.
I didn't realize one of them was no longer functioning. That's nice to hear we got a limit of 2.
Uh-huh.
Well, remember those guys were coming up?
Yeah, there was a, well, it's like those, the nail salons and whatever, although it's a risky business with tattoos, because unlike the rest of the zoning laws, tattoos are protected by the First Amendment. So your zoning case turns into a civil rights case with attorney's fees at stake. So it's you got to be careful when you're regulating. Yeah, 1983. It's like 88, right?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's a frankly, to have a cap of 2 is pretty aggressive, but I mean that's fine as long as.
There's one right by where I used to live on Harlem. It's like I
Yeah.
live at 2800.
Yeah, I know that one right by the banquet hall. Right by the banquet hall, right by where Riverside, where that bank closed.
Yeah,
Burlington.
Been there a while.
It has.
That's been there a while.
which one?
The one by Connie's.
Yeah,
2900 Harlem.
2900, yeah, he's been over next door to Adolph's.
Yes.
Which one's closed?
The one by Connie's,
He's closed.
Connie's closed, yeah.
further south. The one closer to Windsor.
Yes, next door to Connie's.
But it's kind of between the banquet hall and Connie's.
Yeah, it's probably in Connie's building.
Yeah, that could be.